Hi, Skip here. Hey, in my last video, I was talking about how you start a business and the mindset that you need, and made reference. Did you go to see and listen to The Strangest Secret? If you didn't, I'll make sure I include that link here on this video as well. But if you didn't, it's really, really, really powerful stuff when you really listen to it, listen closely, and in fact, you might even want to listen to it a number of times over. So anyway, I hope I'm finding you well today, and that you're excited about life and making some changes and moving forward and growing a little bit. I've been talking about the subject of how do you start a business, and of course, starting a business in today's economy, it's a great time to start business, number one, and you also want to start a business where you can have the optimum, the best return on investment, ROI, return on investment. So there's going to be an investment of some kind, and if you're getting into a business, count on this. That you're either going to spend a lot of money, which is not a problem, and less time because you spent more money and got things, got the programs you needed and what have you, and it's possible that you can shorten the amount of time it takes if you can invest in the process, or you can spend a lot of time and less money. If you don't have a lot of money, you can spend a lot of time, and you may not get the results as fast, but can you start a business online with virtually no money? Yeah, you can. So it just kind of depends. And whichever way you want to, I can give you some tips and whatnot that'll help you along the way to lay a good foundation. Whatever business you get into, you want to lay a really good, solid foundation. Let me give you a tip. As a foundational thing, a place to start, again, I mentioned the return on investment. That means that the lower the investment, the safer you are in starting a business. You take risks. And that might be risk in the form of time that you spent that you could have been doing something else. I don't know. But there's always some level of risk. But let's lower the risk factor. You want to work at the lowest risk factor you can, particularly when you're initially getting in it, and don't get sucked in by this opportunity and that they say, you buy this program and you're going to be making a fortune overnight. Don't buy it. That's just not the way it works. And trust me, I'm not going to go way down that road, but that's just not the way it works. So if you can get into a business for a very small amount of money and get the ball rolling and learn what you need to learn, walk before you run and start to lay a foundation, it's time well spent. It really is. You'll learn some things along the way. If you, for example, one of the ways a lot of people get involved in businesses where they have to buy inventory. You'll hear me talk a lot about network marketing or multi-level marketing, which, by the way, I'm a big fan of it. It's great stuff. It's proven. It works. But they also have some disadvantages, particularly for a beginner, and that quite often you have to buy a lot of product. There's a lot of things you do to prep and get ready to go, and then there's some other issues with it that make it challenging. And I'm not speaking against it. Trust me on that. It's a powerful, powerful way to build a business. But sometimes as a first step, it could be a little bit overwhelming and maybe even disappointing if you're not used to the things that you need to do to make that happen. If you're not really good with working with people, or you don't want to go out and selling people. By the way, selling is never the way to start a business online. There are ways you can promote and that you can build. We'll talk more about this, but we call it selling without selling. It's creating an atmosphere wherein people want to purchase from you, and you'll hear a lot more about that from me. But it's a powerful concept once you understand it. So anyway, one of the best ways to get started is to where there's no inventory. Now, if you have an online program, informational programs where people can invest on information or training, those are awesome. They're amazing, particularly when it can be done on a subscription basis. Subscriptions are the new mega normal, mega trend, if you will. Anything that can be a subscription model where you get paid, a little bit each month, and over time, that accumulation of subscriptions and customers that are on those subscriptions just escalates and gets to be crazy. It becomes a soft sell. It's a very easy automatic sell. It goes 24/7 and builds your bank account. We get a lot more into that, but those programs that fit that model are amazing because it's just an automatic residual income that builds over time. So we'll talk more about that. But if it can be a product that is information based, that is particularly something you don't necessarily need to download or clog up your computer with. If you can access the product online, purchase the product, click here, you have access to the product, to the information you want. That's powerful, because at this point, here's the big benefit. If you don't have to buy inventory, or if you're not selling a product, for example, in affiliate marketing, most affiliate marketing, you don't have to buy the product, but somebody does. So there has to be a product, there has to be a warehouse, there has to be handling and shipping and a lot of things that go with that can be kind of a problem, particularly as you scale your business and you want to do more and more business. Now you're doing a lot of business and your source for the product starts to be overwhelmed. And for whatever the reason, they run out of product, or they change the product, or whatever, and these are things that are outside your control. It's one of the negatives, if you will, about affiliate marketing. And I love affiliate marketing, but there's just some tips that can help you do it right to where you don't lose your shirt. So you start out kind of small. You don't have to get big. Invest in, there's two things. One, you can market informational products, and you can invest in informational products, but that you want to do a little bit of research for. And I've got links for you. I'll put a link on here on a product that you'll appreciate what that is. So I'll put that at the end of the video. But start. You got to take action. I mentioned in the last video the concept of success. It's the daily realization of a worthwhile ideal or goal. So it's got to be something that on a daily basis you make progress. Whether that's research, do your homework, go through and Google what you're doing, look at YouTube videos, wherever you want to get that source of information. By the way, I don't care what the program, I don't care what it is out there, there's going to be negatives and there's going to be positives. You have to look for programs that, when you see a negative and it's somebody that's been burned for whatever reason, somebody that's disgruntled, you can tell the difference between something that is genuine relative to that individual and it's their problem more than anything else versus problems with the program you're looking at. And by the way, on my website, if you go on there, you can always leave a note and whatnot and ask me about a particular program. We can look at it together. So anyway, saying that, it's daily progress, it's return on investment, making sure that you don't invest more than the product you have to, preferably a subscription model, wherein you're talking about online access to the product. You don't have to wait for things to be shipped or anything like that. It's instant gratification for the consumer. It's a very safe, easy, and inexpensive way to get started in business. So we can talk a lot more about that. And we will. We will. So thank you for taking the moment with this. And check out the links on there. My website's got a bunch of stuff on there, so I'll put that in there. I'll put the Strangest Secret, and I'll also put another one on there for a complete comprehensive academy type training program that you can look at. So anyway, thank you very much. Glad we had a moment, and be well, and I will talk to you again very soon. God bless. Bye-bye.